What is going on, everybody? Bob Lopic is here at Whitewater Disc Golf Course in Spokane, Washington, and we're going to be doing a little head-to-head battle with my brother Donovan today. And we're going to be giving him a 12-stroke advantage today. He does not disc golf at all, so I'm expecting to shoot about 6 over today on the mix-up layout. And I think a good round for him would be 18 over, hence the 12-stroke lead. And I'm going to be out here with a brand new cart, first time using that, and a brand new camera setup to go with that. So I'm going to be a little bit unfocused all day. But we're starting off on the short pin on hole 1, 343 feet. And I went with the flex forehand with the beast, and I didn't quite turn it enough. Ended up about 50 feet right behind some trees. And it's a very overstable beast. And he went with the DX Leopard a lot today. And he's also got a DX Factory Second Valkyrie and a few other discs, but I could not get him to throw anything stable. So he's going to be putting down a lot of rollers today. And including both of his first 2 shots. And the first one went hazard, so he's going to be taking a 5 after hole 1. He pitches this up and is able to make the putt. That's a DX Spider. And I'm going to be pitching up with my 8-4 here. And I'm going to take a par. So I have a gained 2 strokes on him after the first hole, which is a pretty good start for me. Barely gets that one in there, wobbles it. And take my time after the first putt of the day. Even through 1, he's 2 over, but we're counting him as 10 down with that 12-stroke lead. And hole 2 here, 425-foot par 4, also playing the short pin position here, or the short tee rather. I'm going to be going with the fireball, trying to get it up the middle and then hanging it right to the Mando tree. And it slips out quite early, gets a little bit down there, but pretty bad shot. And he is going to be going with the Valkyrie here. And that one just slipped out of his hand. Darted it, got about 20 feet, 30 feet maybe off the tee. Gonna go with the Leopard here. Yeah. And his backhand is decent. Couldn't get him to throw it though. He goes pretty much forehand exclusive, but that's alright. And for my second shot here, I went with the Sagara. Trying to flick it through the gap you can see there right towards the basket. And I just came out a foot right of where I wanted it. Kicks way left, missed the Mando, so I'm going to be shooting 4 from the drop zone. He goes with the Valkyrie on his 3rd shot, so he's up there for his 4th shot. I'm at the drop zone for my 4th shot, so a pretty bad hole for both of us here on hole 2. I'm going to be going with the Toro, pitching it up, trying to get it around this tree right in front of me, up the road, have it crash back. And I just got it a little bit too high. I actually don't mind the angle that it came out on, but it's just way too high. Stalled out, fell right. He's going to be going with the Leopard here, pitching out. He's got a little bit of an angle. And he just gets caught in the bush. Going to be stepping out with the Spider here. And he wobbles it, but it's a pretty good angle. Gets just deep of the basket, probably about 10 feet deep. Buries the putt for a double on the hole. I'm going to find my Toro. Luckily, I do find it. Pitch up with the Pilot. And I'm going to be tapping in for my double as well. So we both go 2 over on that one, so I don't lose any strokes with the double, but not the start that I was looking for. And we're on to hole 3, 266-foot par 3, just down and to the right. And I'm going to be going with my A3, just trying to keep it low and on hyzer. And I get it a little bit too high and on anhyzer, and it just pushes too far to that back wall. Catches a tree, drops straight down. Pretty unfortunate. If I missed that, it would have been fine, but not a very good shot. So he's going to go with a Leopard again. Rolls his wrist on that one. He does get a little roll out of the bush, so he got at least to the middle of the top of the hill. Not a horrible spot. A lot better than in the bush. I couldn't find my disc. I didn't see it hit the tree, but he's going to be pitching down here with the Leopard again. And he goes with the backhand, gets it on hyzer, gets a nice flight out of it, but not the flight that he needed. He's been used to flipping it up on the forehand, so he thought it was going to flip for him. Didn't. Ends up quite a bit left. I'm going to be giving it a little bit of a run with the A3 here. Just trying to make sure I hit this gap through the tunnel and get myself a look. And I do hit the gap. Pretty good shot. Too high over the basket and a lot more power than I thought. End up about 40 feet deep here. And we sail it over the basket, just left as well. And we rush the comebacker. Don't take our time, miss that one. So we're going to be taking another double if we can make this putt. He's pitching up for 3, so he's going to be tapping in a bogey. And we're able to make that one. He's able to tap in his bogey. So he's 5 over, I'm 4 over, and I need to make up 12 strokes. So this is not the start I was looking for. And he's going to go with the Valkyrie here. Misses the Mando. I thought it was maybe just in front of it, but it did go past it. So he's going to be shooting from the drop zone for 3. And we're going to the long pin, 300 feet here. And I'm going to try to go hyzer on backhand with the Pathfinder. And I yank it and get a kick to the right as well. It's not actually a horrible shot, or a horrible spot rather. It was a pretty bad shot, but end up in a decent spot. He's going to be going with the leopard here from the drop zone. Flick it up. Got it on a lot of anhyzer. Jumps over the log, and he's going to have a look from there from about 25. And this bush is right in front of him, or right in between me and the basket rather, so I'm going to throw a little bit of a spike hyzer with the A3 here on the forehand. Pretty good shot there. Leave myself like 5 feet. And he just comes up short with the spider. And those are the strokes that we should not be giving up. Took my time on it. Didn't rush it. Elevated basket. Just absolutely fluffed it. He's able to make it in after almost slipping off the log. And we tap in my bogey and his double. So I do gain a stroke there even with the bogey. So I'm gain 2 on him out of the 12 I need. I'm going to go with the deflector here. Try to flex it, and it's a little bit lower than I want, but pretty good. Comes up just a few feet short. And he's going to be going with his leopard here. I try to get him to go with the Valkyrie, but he likes the leopard. He likes those rollers, so he's going to be going with it. And he yams that one way left. Rolls over the rocks, out of bounds. And I forgot to mention, he does get 1 mulligan on the front 9 and 1 mulligan on the back 9. So he uses his mulligan here, goes with the Valkyrie, and it's a better shot, just gets eaten alive by that log. Pretty unfortunate for him, but at least he stays in bounds on that one and gives himself a bit of a look here. He's going to be putting up with a Numa. And he just clips the tree in front of him. Would have been probably a decent shot otherwise. And he's going to be trying to pitch up again here. He's going to give it a run. And he bangs it off the top band. Pretty unfortunate. That would have been a great make for him, but just off the top of the band. I barely make my birdie putt. And he taps in his double, I believe, there. So I have 4 on him now. And you still need to make up 8. And we're on to hole 6, 140 feet straight up the hill. Going with the A4 here. Trying to keep it a little bit more right so it doesn't roll away again. And we put it a little bit too high and pretty soft, so we don't even get all the way up the hill. But it does sit, luckily, right behind that tree. And we're going to have about a 30-footer up the hill. He's going to be going with a Numa here. He's going to do a little like jump, putt, spin, throw thing. I don't know what it was, but got decent ways up there. So he's going to be pitching up with a spider. Just got to make sure to get over those bricks so you don't roll away. And he leaves it just short, and there's the roll away. You can expect it on this hole. Happens every time. And I'm going to be pitching up with my pilot, trying to give it a run, but really just making sure to get over the bricks. And I do leave it a little bit low of the basket, which is not what you want there. A little bit riskier than I would like, but we do get safe, and we should have a tap in for par here. And I'm trying to, he doesn't think he has a look here, so I'm trying to get him to do a scuba towards the basket, but he doesn't like that branch in his way. So he's just gonna pitch it up, normal putt. And he hits the gap, leaves himself about 8 feet. Pretty good shot there. And I'm lazy, so I'm using the A4 here. Leak it left side. Horrible. Cannot be giving those strokes up when I need to make up 12. But we do make the comebacker. He rushes his putt, leaves it high, gives me a little bit of grace. And he's going to tap in his double, I believe, again. And I'm with the bogey, so I still get a stroke on him there. And we're on to hole 7 now, 196-foot par 3. I'm going with my A3, just trying to keep it flat, keep it straight. And I pull it a little bit, but I get love finally. I always kick left on this hole, but I finally got a good kick to the right. He's going to be going with his Valkyrie here. And he finally took some advice, so he's going to be flicking it out there. Wobbled a lot less than some of his other shots, but he just pulled it a little bit. Got it on Anheuser, but he doesn't get too bad of a kick. Gets kind of stuck up in the little trees there, so it's not horrible. He's going to be pitching up with a spider. And it was on line with the basket, but catches the guardian tree. And I have a birdie look from about 35 here. Liked it out of my hand just a little bit short, and downhill gets a little bit of a little leak slide. Got about a 12-footer here for the comebacker, but shouldn't be a problem. And I just short it half of the distance. That was for my par, so I'm gonna be tapping in my bogey. He made par. I'm in it. So I lost a stroke to him there. Pretty unfortunate, but still on pace. He's going to be going with his Valkyrie here on hole 8, 275 feet. And this is a real scary forehand with the river to the right there, especially when he's throwing something understable like that. You got to leave it real wide, but throws a pretty nice shot. I'm going backhand with the A3, just trying to put it straight ahead off the tee, let it crash back in. And it's a pretty good shot. Just put it a little bit higher than I would have wanted, and on a touch of hyzer, but gets down there. Whenever you're ready. And the basket is off to the right side off camera. This is an awkward camera angle, but he's going to be pitching up with a spider here. And it was not what he was trying to do at all. Leaves it quite a bit short right, probably about 40 feet. You can see where he landed there. And I'm going to be putting for birdie from about 50 out. Do have a tree in the way, and we just clipped the branch. Probably wouldn't have gone through the second tree anyway, but it was on line. I liked the putt. He lives his par putt short, so I'm going to be tapping in my par. Got it. He taps in his bogey, and we've made up 5. Still got some ways to go. Hole 9, 356 foot par 3. Would like to get another stroke on him here, be exactly on pace. We pull the Raider just a few feet to the right, but we get a really good rip on it, keeps flipping up, catches a tree, catches another tree, drops down, luckily not in the water, safe on the rocks, but it's going to be tricky footing and an awkward angle up to the basket.
Yeah.
He's going with his Valkyrie again.
All right. Yep.
And that was one of his best shots of the day. Blocks his shot a little bit, but I think he just clips that tree. He's going to be pitching up with his leopard here, going around the right side, still going with the forehand. Drops a roller from about 80 feet out. Gets a little bit of love through the bush, rolls away a little bit though, and I get really good shot, horrible camera angle, but pitch up from the side of the river with the A3 and land about 15 feet past the basket right there. He misses his putt. I have this for par. Able to put it in, and he's got his bogey. So we got 6 through 9. So we're halfway on the strokes that we gave him and halfway through the course. So we're exactly on pace. And we're on to hole 10 now. 585 foot par 4, playing from the long tee to the short basket. I'm going with my Voss, and I smacked this one. Got a full flex out of it. Crashed a little bit left at the end, but really good throw. Probably one of my farthest throws I've ever had. And he's going with a Tianak here. This is even more understable than the leopard, so he's got to make sure to get this one way right and on probably a touch of hyzer. And he does get it right, but it's flat and it just flips over on the roll. Not what he wanted, but he got a fair bit of distance. Probably got 200 feet down there, so not horrible. A little bit off to the left side. He's going with the leopard here, trying to go with another roller. And it looked pretty good. Just caught the top branch there, but smacks down and actually keeps rolling somehow. So even though he hit an early branch, got quite a bit of distance. And he's going to go with the leopard again.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
And he didn't quite get that one down. But pretty good shot there. He's going to have a pitch up. And this is where my drive landed. I go with the A3, just a little flick up forehand, hop over the mound, and I'm gonna have a look for a birdie.
Whenever you're ready.
And he's pitching over with the spider. Great shot from him there. So settles down at about 8 feet, a little bit downhill, so it's a little bit awkward. I have a birdie look from about 25 way down the hill. River's not super close behind it. You got quite a bit of backstop. I leave it just short. Pretty unfortunate. He's got his tap in here from 8 feet. Almost airballs it. Catches one chain. He's going to be taking his mulligan there on for the back 9 on the first hole. Luckily, he is able to make this one. Saves himself at least a stroke there. But we still gained a stroke on him. Par for me, bogey for him. On to hole 11, 257 foot par 3. Really would like to get this one. Get back to my 6 down. Going with the deflector, and we put it a little bit left to where we wanted it, but settles down a little bit short left. Got about a 15 footer there. Pretty good shot. And he's going to try to hang this one wide with the leopard. And he does pretty much exactly what he wanted. Blocks it a little bit, but you can see it roll up the hill there. Past the hazard. Gets to safety. He's going to have a little bit of a look here, probably from about 40 feet out, putting. Pulls that one right, wobbles it, but he should have a par. I have about a 15 footer for birdie. And I'm able to make that one. He taps in his par. I'm back to 5 down, so I'm even 1 stroke better in my 6 down than I'm aiming for at the moment. I have 8 strokes on him here, so I still need to make up 4 more. But we're on hole 12, 271 foot par 3, playing the short tee. And I'm going to try to go a spike hyzer with my beast. And I don't put it on hyzer, throw it flat. So it turns a little bit, does crash back at the end, but left it about 40 feet right, a little bit short as well. He's gonna go with his Valkyrie here, and he absolutely yanked that one, flipped it all the way over upside down. So he's in the hazard. He's gonna be pitching up his spider here. Pretty good shot from him, left himself about 20 feet short on an elevated basket, so it's tough putt. Leaves it just right. And I'm all the way back here. Give it a little putt. Juice that one. Did not even know I could putt that far, but got that one past the basket. So I'm gonna have a look from there for par. He taps in his double. And we just shorted that one on the elevated basket. Usually there's a little bit of headwind and get a little bit of a lift. Didn't get it there, but still gained a stroke on him. Barely made that one even, but got the bogey. He takes a double. So we got 9 strokes up on him now. Only got 3 more to make up, with 6 left to play. Hole 13, 289 foot par 3. Going with the goat here, and I haven't thrown this disc very much. Didn't matter on that one, just threw it too low. But that disc has been, the first time I threw it, only time I threw it, it was incredibly overstable. So I don't know if I wasn't throwing as far, or if it was just a bad day or what, but that disc has not been as overstable as I thought it was, which is going to come into play on my next shot. He goes with the Valkyrie, slips out of his hand, probably one of his better throws of the day, but straight into the bush, way right. Luckily stays off the road, stays safe. He's going to be going up with a leopard here, trying to get a roller down around these bushes. And he does get quite a ways up there. Hits a rock though. Doesn't get any roll, unfortunately, for him. I'm going to be going with the goat again. I thought it was the most overstable disc in my bag, but you'll see here, I'm trying to throw it on a spike hyzer. And it pushes quite a ways before it gets down. It's kind of hard to tell there actually, but left it about 50 feet short, or sorry, 50 feet left and a little bit short. Did not get as far right as I thought it was going to. And here's my pitch up for par. Don't really have a look, just trying to keep it safe. You can easily roll away on this basket. And I left it quite a bit shorter than I wanted to. And I missed his shot here. He pitched up though. He's walking up to his next shot right there. So he tapped in the double. I have this for bogey. And I'm at 7 over, but luckily he's at 17 over, so we're both playing a little bit worse than I thought we would. Still gonna make up 2 strokes on him here. But we're on the hole 14, 339 foot par 3. I'm going down the right gap, throwing over OB the whole way, and just hoping it crashes back in at the end. And I threw this exactly how I wanted to, and it just comes back in bounds. Perfect shot for me, exactly what I wanted to do. He's going with the leopard up the gut here, trying to throw a roller again. And he has a nice shot, gets it down on a straight roller. Runs out of juice though, turns over. But pretty good shot from him, middle fairway, left himself about 120 feet short. And he's going forehand with the spider. Gets it up the tunnel, really nice shot from him. That was probably his best shot of the day. and he probably doesn't even know it. I have this for birdie from about 20-25. Just not even close, left it way short and offline. He makes that for par, so we tie on this hole, and I'm running out of holes here. I still have 2 strokes to make up with only 4 holes left to play, so I really got to get going. But we're on to hole 15 now, playing the long on this one as well. 293 foot par 3. I'm going with the fireball, trying to throw a flex forehand up the right side, force over flex. And I just crumpled. Horrible shot. Cranked it way over, way more than I wanted to. But luckily we didn't get any crazy kicks or anything. Dropped pretty much straight down. He's going to be going with his leopard, trying to do the same thing, but with a roller instead of a flex. And he just leaves it way too high. Gives it too much time to turn over and turns way left. He's in a pretty bad spot. But you should have a look. I have a look with my Toro. Trying to pitch it up on a spike hyzer. Just let it crash into the basket. And I thought it was pretty good out of my hand, but catches the top of those trees. It was a little bit right of where I wanted it. He's going to be going with his leopard here. Basket's to the right of your screen. Absolutely domes the tree. Cranks it. Doesn't get any distance. Needed that one, luckily for me. Still got to make up the 2 strokes, so that should help. And he goes with the spider there. That's a really nice shot from him. Leaves himself about 10 feet. I still have about 40 after my upshot. Pretty bad upshot. But I am going to step this one. Or jump it, rather. Leave it short. Tough line, but got it on line. Just left it short. But I'll have a tap in bogey. He misses his bogey putt. So he's going to be taking a double. I make my bogey putt. He taps in his double, and I'm 1 stroke behind with 3 left to play. And we're going to the long basket on this hole. I'm trying to make the landing zone with my Toro, just past the short basket right in the middle of your screen. And I absolutely yanked that one. Grip lock city. Luckily it comes back a little bit at the end, but not even close to the landing zone. So I'm in hazard, so I'm going to be throwing 3 from there. He goes with his leopard. Rolls that one way left. Jumps over the hill though. Gets safe, luckily. Doesn't get in hazard. I don't think this is hazard. It might be, but we're calling it safe. And he's going to be going with the leopard. He doesn't really have a look here. He's going to be trying to go over the top of these trees in front of him. And it's a pretty great throw by him, honestly. That was probably his second best throw of the day. And he called his shot on that one. Won't take that away from him. And I'm going to be going with the fireball here from hazard, throwing 3, trying to get a spike hyzer in towards the basket. And I really thought this one was perfect. Gets a little bit left, and you can't see over the hill, but it skips and rolls over the rock, lands like a foot out hazard. Super unfortunate there, so I'm going to have like a 30-footer from hazard for par. He pitches up from hazard, so he's going to have that for par, or for bogey, excuse me. I have this for bogey. And I'm able to catch that one top right chains. Really needed that one to fall. He needs this one to fall now, or we'll be even going into the last 2. Absolutely wobbled that one. That was just a duck into the basket. But we're both 9 over. Tied now with 2 holes left to play. I better win this at this point. On to hole 17, 275-foot par 3. Hazard the whole way. Just got to make sure I get far enough and get safe, and I should be an easy win. But we just yammed this one super low, straight into the rocks. Absolutely destroyed my fireball. Landing the hazard as well. He's going to be going with his leopard. I don't think he can reach this basket, so I'm not super worried about that. Shouldn't be losing stroke there. But he gets that one out pretty clean. Gets it to roll, but it just flipped over a little bit too much. Doesn't get all the way there. He got pretty close. Got a lot closer than I thought he could, but you can see his disc there kind of in between me and the basket. I'm going to be putting up with my pilot here, just trying to make sure I keep it close. Take my bogey, eat my medicine. He's in hazard as well, so he shouldn't be getting a par unless he makes that putt. I put it out on hyzer instead of flat. Do get around the tree though, but leak it about 20 feet left of the pin, so gonna have a tester. He pitches up just short of the basket. Really good line from him, but a few feet short. He's gonna have a bogey, so I have to make this or I'm gonna be going down a stroke. We do make it. Good putt. Low center. He taps in his bogey as well. Tied at 10 over going into the last hole. This one's a par 4, 376 feet. Going with my Raider here, trying to flex it. I'm trying to get it out flat and let it turn past that first tree in between the Mandos. Just yam it over on Anheuser in the bush. Not a good shot. In the driver's seat, and we leave the door open for him. This is going to be a tough shot for him, but he could get it down. It's a pretty good shot, but he actually threw it too hard. Turns over into almost the exact same spot that I landed in. You'll see where I throw from here, and his disc was about 6 inches to the right of mine. So pretty interesting. Two very different shots to end up in almost the exact same place. But we're just steeped in bush here. Do not have an opening at all. You'll see I'm trying to flick a forehand out. It's hard to see through the bush, but you'll see a little abbreviated flick here with the A3. Just trying to make sure I get over this little ditch here. That's a hazard. And I got really happy with that shot. Got it past the hazard. Landed safe up on top of that. So I'm going to be putting down for 3. Hopefully should be an easy pitch up and putt for par. He's going to flick his leopard out here and just yams it. Don't know why he threw it so hard, but he goes hazard. So luckily should have an easy win here. Just have to make sure I have an easy up and down. I'm going to putt this. Yanked it right, left it way short. Not a good shot at all. He's going to be throwing up with his spider. That was for 4. He leaks it right as well, luckily for me. He's going to be putting up for 5. I'm going to be putting up for 4. And he just misses. There is hazard right behind the basket, so I should be laying up. But we give it a run. Thought I had the bank shot. Missed it. I'm going to be taking a 5. He's going to be taking a 6. And we barely snuck that one out. Got him with the 12-stroke lead. And the mulligan on the front, mulligan on the back. Beat him by 1. Did not play well by any means. 11 over. I thought I would shoot a bad round at 6. He shot 25 over. Decent round from him with the disc that he wanted to use. GG's all around. That's going to be it for this one. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll be back at you on Wednesday, and bop off.